Hi everybody, this is Kathlyn Hinesley with Exploring Dimensions for All. And no, I'm sorry if you came for the free ghosts. I don't have any free ghosts to offer you. What I want to try to do is give you an idea of how you can help free ghosts from the earthly plane if they're ready and willing to move on. Now, there are a wide variety of species of spiritual entities that inhabit the earth. Many ancient peoples have believed in them. Different cultures have slightly different variations on that theme. I myself have gone into houses and sensed presences, sometimes strong depression, sometimes anxiety. I've been asked to go into homes that have had some psychic phenomena that they believe is attributed to ghosts. And I've actually gone and either gotten a sense of the ghost in the life that it's lived before, or in a couple of cases directly communicated with the ghost. And I really haven't known quite how to help them to move on. And one reason that I started this channel is that I very often get psychic downloads. I do channel spirit beings and get information that I think is useful, but also sometimes it just comes to me. And I've noticed that a lot of tarot card and astrology channels have people on them that talk about kind of being an intuitive or bringing forth spiritual information. And they just confidently tell you what it is. And that's what I'm going to do here. I don't know if it's going to apply to your particular situation. You really have to ask your heart, use your intuition, and decide if this is something that you think might work in your case, because there are spirits that might scare you more than you could help them, depending on your situation and theirs. But especially for the depressed spirits, the ones that maybe felt unworthy to move towards the light, or the ones that didn't understand that they died or why they died, and they're just kind of restless and just really kind of connected to the piece of property. Some ghosts, at least one that I encountered, pretty much told me or gave me the feeling that he and some other of the ghosts in the house were there because they still needed to process some emotions, and they were saying that the family that was living in the house with them was making too much noise, and that it was pretty much disturbing. And so the sense that I got was that the ghostly phenomena they were experiencing, which was quite frightening really. There were reports of people being harmed in the middle of the night. I don't know how true they were. Somebody said something about a knife flying across the room. I mean, really scary stuff like in the horror movies. So in any case, the feeling that I got was that the ghosts were just trying to get the people out of the house so that they could process what had happened. And I got a sense that there had been kind of a multiple murder situation in the house, where there were two groups of people in one sort of cult-like situation, and they had kind of gone at each other, and more than one person had died. I have no way to verify if what I got was true or not, but that's what I sensed. And then there's been some other situations where I felt like there had been a suicide there, or there had been somebody who was staying behind because they felt like they had responsibility somehow over the piece of property, or maybe they were waiting for someone that had never returned. They thought that person might come back. Some of these ghosts have been there hundreds of years. So in any case, I always wondered, well, how can I help these spirits? I mean, this is really a drag for them. They're stuck here. They're upset. If they're being scary, then I'm upset, right? Other people are upset. This may not work for ghosts that are just really not receptive and really being very negative. So I wouldn't suggest that you go against your own intuition ever, really, in anything that you do, or in listening to anything that I say. But anyway, this is what I got. So what I got is that there are three primary situations in which ghosts choose not to move on. One is if they feel responsible for a piece of property that may have been in their family for years, and then they kind of watch helplessly by as skyscrapers are built and oil rigs are drilled and all these things happen, and they're in a lot of torment and they're trying to make some noise, or get people to notice them. Another situation is when there's been a murder or multiple murders and somebody feels responsible to try to hang around and right the situation, make sure that people know about it, try to get something done, they have all this unresolved anger and fear. I mean, certainly not everyone that gets murdered turns into a ghost at all. I mean, I don't believe that that's true, but I think in some circumstances people can get really trapped in a lot of their pain. And in other situations, ghosts that used to be people, may feel unworthy to go towards the light just because they don't feel like they accomplished enough, or they were good enough, or they thought they did something wrong in their life, or that they didn't do enough good things in their life. And so they kind of looked over at the light and they're like, well, that can't be for me. So what I got when I did the download was that information, but also that there's a way to open up a doorway for ghosts to go through if they're ready and if you're able and if you feel intuitively guided to do so. And so what you do is you get a really strong feeling of what it's like on the other side. You can do that by watching near-death experience videos. I'll put a link down at the bottom of this video so that you can see one. And you can kind of meditate on that feeling, the feeling of peace and forgiveness that people describe. These are people that have died, for a while and then come back and started to live again. They describe what it was like on the other side. A lot of them don't want to come back because they say it was so great and so peaceful and they felt so loved and there was no discomfort and they got to meet people that they used to know. And anyhow, if you can intake that feeling and meditate on it, do it a few times so that it's really strong within your heart. And then you can go to the place where the ghost is, maybe with somebody else that's going to do the same thing. And what you want to do is you want to beam out the energy of the other side, the light, the love, the forgiveness, the peace, the joy, the acceptance, the bliss, the comfort, the unbelievably overwhelming love that is available for everyone. And just beam that out. And what that can do, this is what I got, is it can reopen or recreate the porthole for the ghost. There's a little problem that could happen, and it could be that the ghost feels it and feels scared and tries to communicate its problems to you, realizing that you can see that it's there and are trying to communicate with it. It may try to communicate back. And things can go a bit haywire if you start listening to what the ghost has to say, because the ghost is stuck in its vision of fear and failure and so forth. And so the best thing that you can do is to just keep beaming out this love and acceptance and this joy and this light. And what should happen is that the tunnel will appear again before the ghost, and it will see the light, and it will be given another chance to go through. Maybe not the only one, but certainly one that you will have helped to co-create. And I really think that this is a service that we can provide the souls that are stuck to the earth plane. And I'm sure they'd really appreciate it. And they probably are ready to go just right at the time that you're doing it, which is why it would work. So I would say don't try this at home, but if you feel guided to, and if you feel safe doing so, it might be one of the greatest things you can do for the spirit world. They help us a lot. Spirit guides and individuals on other planes help us a lot, and I believe that we can help some of them too. All right, well, that's it for now. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe. I want to grow my channel. Please share if you know anybody that would be interested in this kind of thing. I have several videos planned for the future, and I'm going to continue to post these downloads as they become available. If you want to comment on your own experiences or your own ideas or opinions about this, that'd be great. I'll try to respond to the comments that I get. All right, take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.